Eden by SsjDeBusk. Read by SsjDeBusk. I don't own Harry Potter or Eden. Harry Potter is owned and written by J.K. Rowling and the WB, and Eden is written by obsessmuch on fanfiction.net. Okay, this is chapter 26, The Fall. And reader's note, this is a very special chapter, and I don't know why I'm acting this way. Okay, I'm not going to be able to handle this way. Break it down. Alright, this is the chapter in which Lucius and Hermione have sex. So, yay! Spoiler alert. But, The Fall is written by both Lucius and Hermione. Lucius, the writer, obsessmuch, adds another chapter after, or in addition to Eden, called The Fall of Man, which is the fall in Lucius's perspective. So I read both, and they go through the same thing, except for, of course, Lucius is thinking what Lucius is thinking, and Hermione's thinking what Hermione's thinking, and I'm kind of thinking to myself, why couldn't it be just one coherent thing? Now, it's very complicated, okay? I've spent a great deal of time, my own personal time, which is really pathetic if you think about it, combining the two into a coherent thing. So this is going to get really hot and heavy. And by hot and heavy, I don't mean the sex. I mean just the thinking is just, it's going to be real, and it's going to be really complicated. So I'm going to try to read Lucius in as much of a Lucius accent, English and Lucius-y as possible, and read Hermione as much as I can in the other accent, but just my voice, so that you can hear the difference. And then I will try to make it very clear when they are speaking to one another and not just thinking to themselves. And that's about it. I wonder if I should tell you they're having sex before they have sex. Whatever. Dude, I don't really care. Okay, so this is the author's note from his obsessmuch, attached to The Fall of Man, to explain The Fall of Man. So here is what she has to say in her own words. Author's note. Okay, bear with me here. A long time ago, a lovely reader of mine wrote to me and asked me if I could rewrite chapter 26 of Eden from Lucius's point of view for her. I agreed, saying that I'd send it to her privately, and then when I finished it, I wouldn't post it online. That was a long time ago, and although I kept on intending to finish it, I never managed to because real life took over. Finally, tonight, I forced myself to finish it, but I'm afraid I can't remember the name of the reader who wanted this chapter, and so I'm posting it online, hoping some of you may enjoy it. To the reader who asked for this, I'm so sorry you never got it, and I really hope this makes it up to you. A little catch-up for my old, loyal readers. I'm actually writing some new stories, but life has been too hectic to write anything at all in the past year. I went to the university, moved to the other end of the country, and to do so, slept around, drank too much, broke a bunch of stuff, made new friends, and really didn't have time to do anything. But great things have happened. I fell in love for the first time. We lived together, and I'm genuinely happy for the first time in years. A final note. Emma Watson's haircut is amazing, don't you think? Also, I want her wardrobe so bad. Girl looks fierce. And yes, this author's note is very long and self-involved, but that's surely what you expect from me at this point, isn't it? I've never read an author's note from her. She has author's notes nowhere in her work. I have no idea how your author's notes are, but okay. So, this is the introduction to The Fall. Enjoy. Yeah, okay. The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat the fruit from the trees in the garden. But God did say, you must not eat from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die." "You will not surely die," the serpent says to the woman, "for God knows when you eat from your eyes, when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be as God, knowing both good and evil." The Bible, Genesis. I messed that up hardcore. Alright. Alright, I don't know why I do this to myself. Okay. Okay. If the mudblood dies, I'll tear Bellatrix's throat out with my bare hands. If I could only reach them. I need to see them. Just see their faces again. I licked my lips. Dry, so dry, like licking paper. It almost stopped my heartbeat. The girl's laughing. The boy laughs too. But why do they run so fast? I can't see them. I tighten my grip around her fingers, watching her chest rise and fall as she breathes. Her eyelids flutter, but she doesn't wake yet. A strong grip holds onto my arm, my hand, that thing. Fingers are biting into my skin, bruising it. Perhaps she's dreaming. I wonder what she dreams about. She probably has nothing but nightmares these days. Most of them are probably about me. This is pathetic. I should leave. It should be nothing to me whether she lives or dies. So why have I been here for hours? Why haven't I gone to ensure Bellatrix's silence? There's no point in leaving. There's no possibility of being able to get anything done unless I know for sure that she's all right. I can almost see them. I can see the girl, her long red curls rippling behind her, but I can't see the others. I lean forward, brushing a lock of frizzy hair from her ear. More fingers brush onto my face, tucking a stray strand of hair behind my ear. Help me, please help me, pull me back. Mudblood? His voice. It wraps around me like an iron grip and pulls me to the surface. It's so close to the fresh air of consciousness. Consciousness? It's a hard word to say. Like if I could just cling onto his voice, then perhaps I'd make it. The grip on my hand tightens. Are you awake? Is all I can manage, and even that is an effort. It's a tiny murmur, so light I could have imagined it, but it makes me dizzy with relief. My eyelids flicker. The light seeps into the darkness I've been trapped in, a dark golden light. Her eyes flicker open, large, dark, unmistakably her. My eyes open wider, slowly. They rest on a tiny glowing golden orb. I blink, a small candle flame. The candle on my bedside table. Mudblood. I roll my head up to see his face, pale and pointed as usual, and yet so very different. It's hard. It's set hard and solid as rock, stretching tight and taut with worry. Yeah, I say taunt. Deal with it. Sorry. Not taut. Taunt. Anyways. There's something languid about her expression. It's just exhaustion. I know. But she looks almost... No, that's a dangerous thought, and one I won't pursue. Ha! What a ridiculous lie. I pursued the thought involuntarily more times than I dare to count. He takes a deep breath and lets it out quickly. Very quickly, as his eyes lock onto mine. I sigh and shift my shoulders. I'm lying on something warm and soft. My bed. And he's sitting on the edge of it, his hand intertwined with mine, his eyes refusing to leave my face for even a moment. I flex my fingers slightly in his grasp, but he still won't let them go. I'm alive. Somehow I'm alive. Even though I thought I'd lost every last bit of blood in my body, somehow I'm lying here, looking into those eyes of his, feeling his hand wrapped around mine. How do you feel? I ask, like an imbecile. His voice is very still and very quiet, just like his expression. I lick my lips again. Tired, I say, my throat so dry I can barely get the words out. He nods stiffly. Practicality. It's the only way. I thought you might be. His voice is chipped. I managed to force some blood-replenishing potion down after you passed out. Your body was reluctant to take it, but I managed it in the end. My insides freeze. His voice is so cold, so matter-of-fact. But I remember. She looks almost hurt at my words, for some reason. I want to ask her why, but I don't. He continues to look at me for a few more moments before he unwinds his hand from mine and stands up quickly. She's alive. That's all I need to know. I must go, he says quietly. I have things to deal with, but first. He reaches for something on my bedside table. I flick my eyes over to see his hand close around a large goblet of dark blue liquid that I've seen once before. He hands it to me, and I take it from him without question, raising it to my lips and drinking all of it down in one go. She takes it from me, and I watch the tender skin of her neck rise and fall as she drinks the potion down in one. The horrible haziness seeps away from me, and I feel my strength starts to come back to me, slowly. He nods and takes the glass from me. She hands the goblet back to me, and that was bad editing, but whatever, looking at me with that expression of confusion she so often wears around me. She's so pale, she looks like a ghost. His face looks, well, odd. Wouldn't be a word that could do his expressed justice. I have made a decision, one way or another. It has to end soon. I know what I should do. I should kill her before I give in to it. I know. But what I want to do is another matter entirely. The strangest expression I've ever seen him wear. I can't really describe it. You'll need to take a few more glasses to make a full recovery. I want you to finish the bottle by the time I return. He looks at me for a few moments with that strange, intense glare, before he turns, walking swiftly towards the door. Lucius, I whisper. Oh, damn her. Why does she still insist on using my name? The worst of it is that I couldn't bear to hear her call me anything else. He pauses, a hand resting on the door handle before he turns to face me again, that odd expression still on his face. Hermione. No, not Hermione. My blood. Always, always my blood. What can I say to him? How can I voice the jumble of thoughts in my head that refuse to straighten themselves out? How can I express everything I feel about him at this precise moment? Thank you, is all I say. I can barely whisper the words, but I say them anyways. Her voice betrays her as the child that she once was, only a few short months ago. Her legs are slightly spread, the outline of them visible through the long skirts of her robes. I could do it now. She'd never be able to fight me in her current state. But would I want her to fight back? He freezes where he is, his face remaining perfectly still, as if he does not dare himself to move. Good God, I want. He opens his mouth for a second before he thinks better of it and closes it again. He turns to leave, opening the door quickly and closing it quietly behind him. I lean back against the door, putting my head in my hands. I have things to do. First things first. I walk down the corridor, determined to first find my damned sister-in-law, and then my son. I look at the closed door before I roll my gaze up to the ceiling, flickering my eyes over the dark shadows cast over it by the candle, but sees nothing. He saved me. Once again he saved me. The irony of it is